The Tshwane multi-party coalition is facing an uncertain future after a fallout over the ongoing labour dispute that has severely crippled service delivery, especially in the townships. A large group of EFF and SAMWU members gathered until late last night outside Tshwane House under heavy police guard to put pressure on the mayor to pay workers their salary increases. Let's bring in SABC News reporter Patricia Visagi. Patricia, thank you so much for joining us. Please take us up to speed of what happened yesterday and what can be expected today.
I've been told to stand here.
Well, good afternoon, and of course to our viewers. So we're back here at Tshwane House after a fierce battle that we observed yesterday, both outside the offices of the mayor and of course inside of the Tshwane chambers, and this has to do with the plight of the workers. Many of the parties within the council saying that it's time to stabilize the city and end the long ongoing wage dispute that has obviously brought service delivery to its knees. And we've also seen a full-on battle that started between members of the multi-party coalition, and that is ActionSA and the DA. Of course, ActionSA has since changed their position, and they are backing the opposition. They're saying that the workers need to get their salary increases, and the DA hit back. They're seeing this as betrayal. I'm now joined by, of course, the DA's caucus spokesperson, Tshwane Moloto. Do you still stand by your position that ActionSA are a bunch of backstabbers?
No, look, what happened yesterday can only be characterized as stabbing in the back. ActionSA has been along this road with us from the beginning. They voted for the budget that had a 0% increase for workers. They've got MMCs that sit inside the mayor's MACO. They've been consulted, they've been engaged. Their own councillors voted for this budget. And to turn around because times are getting tough is backstabbing. And the reality is that they went against our coalition agreement. Our coalition agreement says that any motion that comes to the council chambers must first go through our joint caucus. We had a joint caucus in the morning. ActionSA's leader didn't say anything about this motion. We in fact had to find out from the speaker. So we see this as extremely backhanded, and we see it as opportunistic politics. And our stance as the DA is that ActionSA needs to decide: are they a party that's in government or are they a party that's in opposition? You can't play both. Furthermore, we see what they did yesterday as an opportunity to destabilize the city. Reality is, as we've said, the city cannot afford the 600 million rand that this request from the unions or these demands from the unions would result in.
Where does this put the relationship of the multi-party coalition if two of the biggest parties within this marriage are fighting? Does that not show serious cracks and perhaps puts the future of the mayor in the balance, because those threats already are existing that this thing might swing in a different direction?
Yeah, look, we escalated this issue to COG, which is our national leadership, and asked for them to deal with it at that level. So it's all the national leaders of the multi-party coalition. But yes, it puts a lot of strain on our relationship. And as I said, the Vleisfront and us as the DA were completely caught off guard by this decision of ActionSA. But we would rather be guided by principles and sit in the opposition benches than be held at gunpoint internally. And so while it does put strain on the relationship, ActionSA has written to us to say they will withdraw this motion, but time will tell.
All right, thank you so much there. We toss it to another player that's also here, and that is, of course, a former both ActionSA and a DA member who has held strategic positions within Tshwane, and he's monitoring the activity here very closely. Abel Tau, who has since broke away from both these parties, and he has obviously created his own political party, the Transformation Alliance. You took a very strong stance against ActionSA for the chaos that they basically caused yesterday. Tell us more.
Look, I think more than anything, Patricia, ActionSA must really not take us, for granted as citizens of Tshwane. They are responsible for the mess just as the DA is. I believe that we've always been calling that the mayor must engage the striking workers, because if you look at the cost of the strike for the residents of the city of Tshwane, but as well for the city itself, we cannot say the 600 million that is touted, it's money that we could say is a price big enough for the troubles that we've been. We've seen lives lost, we have seen people losing businesses, and we've seen the city completely going into a state where it has collapsed, and rebuilding this city to its former glory is going to take much more than that. And therefore we have always been sensible and to try and speak sense to the parties that are involved in this impasse and standoff, to say in the interest of the citizens of Tshwane, as well as in the interest of governance in this city, it's important that the capital city is put first and we make sure that there is services that are flowing. So we've taken a very strong stance. We are actually saying if ActionSA are serious, they need to walk away from this coalition government, because these problems did not just manifest yesterday. These are problems that I've always raised even when I led the ActionSA caucus, that one, I believe that the DA multiparty and the people they put to lead are incompetent and not ready, cannot lead the city. But equally, we've always maintained that they are not willing, they don't have the political will to put the people of Tshwane first, and we cannot live with that.
All right, thank you so much. As I said, we continue to monitor what is happening as the tensions simmer. And the big questions that we are asking this hour is, will the mayor be able to survive this impasse, in particular as the DA and ActionSA are butting heads over the issue of salary increases, and of course the ActionSA also demanding an executive position for them to stay in the coalition. They want the position of deputy mayor, this after losing out on the speaker position earlier this year. So we continue to see whether Celia Brink will survive this battle.